Mayor, we recommend tabling.
So move.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Advisory Board appointments.
Good evening, Mayor and City Commission. The item before you is for advisory board appointments for board members that termed out this December 2017. I have received nominations from Commissioner Quintanilla, Commissioner Ingram, and Commissioner Whitaker. The nominations for reappointments are highlighted in purple, and those new appointments are highlighted in blue. The names that are highlighted in green, they are all eligible for reappointments. The members who are highlighted in yellow are no longer eligible for reappointment, or they have missed 50% of the meetings. And those that are highlighted in orange are no longer eligible. They have termed out. And at this time, I'll entertain any other nominations that you might have.
It's not on our agenda. That was separate from the agenda packet, right?
Yes.
I
It was in the
couldn't-
Dropbox, but under a separate tab.
Yeah, I printed mine and it had no it didn't, I don't have a color printer, so I was trying to figure out what those were.
I've got a copy. Do you want a copy?
Yes.
Yeah, could you give us a copy?
Yeah, that'd be good. You have an
Do you
extra?
have any extra copies?
I'd like to nominate for the airport board Chris Artis,
Okay.
or that's to replace Mr. Woolsey. And then with reference to the senior citizens board, to replace Ms. Searson, Ms. Diane Morrell. And then for the planning and zoning board, to replace Mr. Baldry, Rogelio Cervantes.
Okay.
And then the rest, I'll send a nomination list.
And then for mine, you know, I could read them if y'all have them. It's the ones that are eligible in green, I would reappoint, and I would get back with you on the other ones at the next meeting.
It's in a Dropbox.
See, can I see
Yeah.
that real quick?
Well, on mine, on Development Corp, to replace Roberto Garcia Elva Cerda, and the rest in green would stay.
Elva Cerda?
Yes.
Okay. And you're wanting to reappoint everybody else that's in green?
Mhm.
Okay.
So the ones in green need to be replaced?
No.
No, they're eligible.
I'll do the same thing for mine, Perla. All the ones in green that are eligible, I'll reappoint.
Okay.
And then could you, well, I'll wait till after we vote.
I have one in orange for Development Corp. Did I give you a name earlier? I did, didn't I?
Well, no, you're the one that's in orange.
Okay, okay.
So am I to understand on the Development Corporation that Commissioner Whitaker's term expires or has expired December 31st of 2017?
Right, she
Correct?
turned out, correct.
Okay.
Oh, I'm going off Development Corp.
Yes.
How sad.
Then I'd like to nominate Otho E. Brand Jr.
If I could, and it's unusual to make a comment about that.
Oh, I can't make any nominations, Mayor?
No, you can make a nomination. I'd like to make a comment about it, though.
Where do I go?
You know, we had discussed it. And we have to vote on it.
It's just a nomination.
I know. We're going to vote on the nomination after we get finished doing this.
Yes.
Well, isn't that what we're doing nominations now?
Yeah? Okay, I'll wait.
No, I apologize. I mean, my apologies, Mayor. I didn't understand.
We nominate and then we all vote on the particular nominations everybody made.
Okay.
Okay, and I'd like to make a comment on your nomination.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
a couple of things. I think, I was going to say it before, Veronica, on the Development Corps, I think especially with us looking at our economic development situation, with them going to research and some other things, and talking to the McAllen Development Corporation, which is different, but is funded with Development Corps money. I'd like to see city commissioners participate more in the in that Development Corporation, especially with Veronica coming off of that. And I think there's some things that we're going to look at from an economic development standpoint that are going to be changes and are important changes. I should point out that, you're nominating somebody who actively is running for mayor. He told me he's running for mayor when I got sworn in. I hate to make the Development Corps a particular political issue, number one. And number two, somebody that when he ran for office said he hated economic development and didn't understand retail. And I think it's important that I point that out. And last thing I might point out is, I had a couple of people approach me with an appointment to your opponent in the election. And I personally didn't think that was a good idea because I think it affects the spirit to core on the city commission. And I wouldn't, I didn't know how you feel about it. I didn't want to talk about you, put you in a position to do that. I didn't think it's appropriate. So, I just would personally, for those reasons, say that I would oppose that appointment.
Sure, I completely respect that, Mayor. The only comment I'd like to add is that I think all of us, McAllen is very dear and near to all of us. That goes without really out saying. Part of the reasons that I ran was to ensure that we had some confidence that our city was not about exclusivity, it was about inclusiveness. And so I am reaching out, I'm going through these lists, trying to get persons from District 2 specifically, who I feel, maybe I'm wrong, but at least looking at the board appointments is underrepresented. And also reaching out to segments of our community, especially our small business community, that have may not participated before or not allowed or whatever it was. I'm not trying to make this political. That is not my aim. I certainly do want to have and ensure that our city always maintains that the feeling of inclusiveness. And I completely respect your sentiments, Mr. Mayor, and I think it goes on the record that there were certain people from his campaign who very foolishly approached you and asked you a very improper question. And I was very disappointed that that person who represented Mr. Brand actually came out and said that. Because in the 6 months I've come to know you, you are an upstanding and honest person, and I think whatever happened in May, there's a lot of untruth. So don't get me wrong. And so I completely respect your opinion, Mr. Mayor, and you have all my respect.
Ask a question, Mayor, on all of that. Since I'm going off, but that is my appointee, shouldn't I be the one to be appointing someone to that board? Because that's my appointment.
Well, that's where I have some of the confusion because you
Because
have,
it's in orange. I mean, I'm going off, but
Did
that
you
is.
appoint yourself to that position?
No, no, I've already done, no, but I'll find someone else.
well, because you
I
have
think you
Tony.
can.
You have Tony on the list in green. Under your under your column, you
Under
have
my
Mr.
column,
Sanchez.
it's only me, Development Corp., orange. Am I right, Perla?
Yeah, it says, because Commissioner, and I'm not commenting, but Commissioner Zamora's appointment was Tony Sanchez, and you look like you appointed yourself.
No, but I'm going, I'm not eligible.
I'm looking off the list that was sent by Ms. Lara
I
on
have it.
Dropbox. I don't think it's the same list.
Well, that's
No,
what
I
we'll have
don't-
a city
I don't think they
attorney. Why don't the
provided
city
her with the
attorney
correct
Come in
list.
and tell us what's,
Well, Commissioner Whitaker, the bylaws of the Development Corporation require categories of members, and they are as follows. The mayor is required to serve on the Development Corporation in place number 1, and he is not subject to the term limits. Place number 2 is required to be held by a city commissioner, but whoever the city commissioner is, but that person is subject to the term limits. Commissioner Whitaker has served the maximum amount that she's allowed
How many years is
to
it?
conserve. It's two terms, I believe.
2 terms
serve
of 2 years or 2
two-year
terms of
terms.
4 years?
2 terms of 2 years.
So we need a city commissioner?
So we need a city commissioner, number 1. The other 5 are citizens that actually can't be city commissioners or city employees, and they are subject to the term limits. So Commissioner Whitaker had, in effect, because obviously the total number is 7, the assumption is that the mayor would appoint himself, and then historically, the protocol has been that the other people would nominate people for those slots. But let me say that the bylaws are very, very clear that anybody recommended for appointment to that board has to be approved by the entire
Right.
commission.
I don't understand. So we have to have another city commissioner on the board?
Yes.
You need two then,
No, a
Oh, I'm sorry, mayor
a
and
mayor
one.
and a commissioner.
and
mayor and
one.
commissioner. Okay,
And I've been there the last 4 years.
okay. Then at this time, based on that representation, I withdraw that nomination.
Thank you.
Because it appears that I have to appoint.
I would like you to appoint yourself. I think it's,
Well-
I think it's a good idea. I think it's, for one of the new commissioners to be on there because it's a
You don't
great
mind?
opportunity to learn economic
Well, I
development.
think it's a little self-patting on the
I
back to
understand.
appoint myself.
Okay? As mayor, I appoint you.
And I'll
I'll
second it.
nominate you.
Oh, and I'll second it.
Okay. Okay, any other nominations?
No, I'll get back to you because I didn't realize, I thought I had filled all mine.
And there may be other positions for Mr. Brand. I'm not saying that, I just economic
No,
development.
that's fine. I mean, the requirements require us, and that's right. There is a requirement, you gotta have one city commissioner on there, and everybody else is a citizen, then unless anybody else wants to serve on the board, I mean,
Any of mine that are eligible for reappointment, if you would reappoint them, please.
Okay.
Okay. So you're clear now what everybody's nominations are? Okay.
Yes,
Any other nominations?
Commissioner Cortez, did you have any?
I'm going to wait for the new commissioner
And defer.
to exercise that right. I think that's appropriate.
Okay, we're good then.
And will you be here next meeting, Commissioner?
yes, Mayor.
Commissioner Cortez?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think so, because the election is going to be on the
Okay.
20th, and I don't think let's see what happens.
At a minimum, he would be here for the canvassing,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay.
Which is before the next meeting.
Because we wanted to say goodbye properly. That's my reason I was asking. Okay. Okay, so I have a motion to approve the nominations as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Okay, that was easy. Future agenda items.
I don't have any other than Elma will be calling you again to try to get a workshop date, possibly on a Friday, so that at a minimum, we can talk about the transfer that we made at the end of the last fiscal year for capital improvements, so we can make some decisions on that. And then we will ask of other topics from the commission. But at a minimum, I'd like to move that forward.
Yeah.
Manager, Mr. Mayor, I don't know if now is the appropriate time. Are we still looking at retreat dates?
Yeah, that's exactly
Oh,
what
that
I'm
was it,
talking
okay.
about. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other future agenda items? Hearing none. Table items, we have take any off the table? No items off the table? Then, Mr. City Attorney?
Yes, sir. Item 9A and B are matters that are subject to the attorney-client privilege in 551-071 of the